Hi, this is Dalal. I'm a UX designer, and today I'll be talking about design thinking. Design thinking is everywhere. It is used in some form in all the companies, in all the big companies in the world. It is the buzzword of every CEO. You see it in every fancy article. You see it in mostly all the job descriptions by now. So, what the hell is design thinking? So, you need to understand that there is no one golden definition of design thinking, or whatever Google says it's not enough. There are some ideas around it, and we need to accumulate these ideas and then present one picture of design thinking. And to accumulate these ideas, I will talk about 4 experts here: Einstein, Steve Jobs, David Kelly, who is author of this book. I will build on what they say about design thinking, and then I will connect it all together. So let's start with Einstein. So many years ago, Einstein famously said that if he had an hour to solve a problem, he would spend 50 or 55 minutes on the problem and just 5 minutes on the solution. And this is completely opposite to what most of us do. We just instantly jump towards solution. For solutions, we get claps and applause and everything, right? But we rarely ask ourselves, why are we doing this, or what is the problem to be solved there? From Einstein, we get this first basic principle of design thinking, that design is about finding and focusing on the right problems and not just jump towards the solution instantly. So let's move ahead. Steve Jobs said that design is not just about how things look, they are also about how things work, and this gave the idea of experience to design. Unfortunately, still most of the people think that design is just about aesthetics, about visuals, about Photoshop or Illustrator, right? That is one element of design, which is the interface part. The other element, the experience part, is more cognitive. Once you have identified the right problem to be solved, then you design experience towards solving that problem. And that experience should, yes, cover that problem, plus also some wow factors, some magic ingredients that can, amaze the audience. You give them something that they did not think they needed in the first place. And this was the whole philosophy of Steve Jobs. Give them something that it is essential to them, but they are blind towards it right now in this space of time. And then came David Kelly, who I guess coined or introduced the term design thinking. He came up with this very famous diagram, which I'm sure you must have seen by now. So his idea of design thinking was that it's a combination of 3 circles. You start with desirability, you start with human need. Is there an actual need to be solved? So you start with human desirability, and then you go to technological feasibility. Is the solution which I'm proposing, is it possible right now with our current technology? And then you combine it with budget, with whether is it economically feasible, can we really scale it? So this is what design thinking is. It starts with human need, and then you combine that human need with technological feasibility and economical viability. So remember this thing in your head the next time you hear about design thinking. So this was the mindset or philosophy or thinking behind design thinking. Now, in order to execute design thinking, there's a method to it, and though there might be different variants to it, but the concept is the same. It's a double diamond concept, and let me explain it to you here. You start with this thing called empathy, where you understand human needs, where you go out, talk to the users, you open your head and gather information, right? And then you define all those needs. Obviously, you cannot solve all 100 needs. You define the top 3 or 4 needs. And this first diamond is all about the problem. You identify the right problem. And then in step 3, once you have logged the problem, you start with ideation part. Some call it prototyping as well. You generate ideas, you generate concept to test those, problems. Here again, you can be crazy. You can come up with as many ideas as you want. And then you select 1 or 2 ideas and you test them with the end users. So here you close the circuit. The concept here is the first diamond is about problem, second diamond is about solution. And it is never as simple or as linear as I have showed here. You always go back. Maybe you have not identified the right problem, or maybe your idea, your prototype is rejected straight away. So you go back, and it's needless to say, it's an iterative process. But this is how design thinking comes into action. In the end, I want to talk about why design thinking is so effective. Design thinking completely nullifies everything that destroys innovation in your company. the things which destroy innovation in your company is this fixed mindset. It's this status quo which says that we have always been doing things this way, we know how to do this and all that stuff. The reason why design thinking destroys all that is because it starts with the end user. Not depends on the experience of your team, it depends on the experiences of your end customers. And the way it is executed, it harnesses creative potential of everyone in the room. It encourages collaboration and it promises results. And it is fun to execute, it is fun to do. You feel empowered and you feel that you are on the right direction. You feel connected with the end user, and that is always good for your motivation. So this was my take on design thinking. I really hope it was valuable to you, and please like and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.